Hey YouTube, in the garage today I've got a 1996 Volvo 850 Turbo Wagon. It's come in today for a fuel pump module replacement. The history on this car was about 6 months ago. The vehicle failed to start. Diagnosed it as a faulty fuel pump relay. The fuel pump relay was the original one to the vehicle, so it was made in 1995. We replaced it with a genuine Volvo fuel pump relay, and that got the vehicle going again. But as I warned the owner, these vehicles are kind of getting old, and the fuel pump relay may not be the final fix for a no start. So here we are 6 months later. Vehicle is here again for a no start. I've diagnosed it as being a faulty fuel pump. So in today's video, we will discuss replacing the fuel pump module. Okay, we are in the back of this Volvo wagon. The nice thing about these Volvos is that the fuel pump is accessible from up top, meaning that you do not have to drop the fuel tank in order to replace the fuel pump or the fuel pump module. So the first steps is we need to lower the back seat, fold it forward, and then remove these access panels. So to fold the seat forward, all you have to do is grab the latch here, push it forward, or actually, sorry, push it back, and then the seat should flop forward. Do the same on the other side, and we'll proceed with the next step. Once the seats are folded forward, we can proceed with removing the access panels here in the trunk. So we'll unlock that, pull straight up. Once you get it facing straight up like this, you can pull it out of its socket. And we'll proceed with removing the next one. Okay, so in order to remove this second access panel here, you just pull up on it and flop it forward. Okay, from here, you will need to release these 4 bolts here. I believe they are 10mm bolts. 1, 2, and 3, and 4 right here. You may have to pull up on these panels right here to get to the rearmost bolts. And same on this side. So I'll go ahead and do that for you. Okay. Once you have the 4 bolts removed, you'll need to push this piece towards the back of the vehicle. The reason for that is there's a couple of hooks just to the front of the panel. So push it to the back. Push the panel to the back, which releases it from its clips, and then it should just pivot up. So here's the 2 hooks. Hopefully you can see it in the frame. The 2 hooks that hold the panel to the vehicle. So we can pull this out and proceed to the next step. From here, we almost have access to the fuel pump right there. So we'll go ahead and remove this liner here. And that is the fuel pump access panel that we were looking for. Okay, we will need to remove these 10mm nuts right here. Once you do that, this panel should come right off. Sometimes these panels like to get stuck. If they do, if your panel gets stuck, you can go ahead and put a pry tool, like a plastic pry tool right here. I usually pry up right here, and that usually releases it. Okay, we are almost there. So from here, we need to follow the wire coming out of the fuel pump module over to here and disconnect it from the connector on the vehicle. Once you have the fuel pump connector, the electrical connector disconnected, you'll want to go ahead and try to start the vehicle, crank it over to relieve the residual fuel pressure in the system. You want to try to do that so that when you release these disconnects right over here, you'll minimize how much fuel gets sprayed back out at you. Definitely want to have safety glasses on, and no smoking, of course, and no sources of flame or sparks. In this case, the vehicle quit running. It does not run, so I will not have to crank the engine over. Most of the fuel pressure has been relieved. Okay, so the next step is to remove the fuel lines from the top of the fuel pump module. The best way that I found is to use some spark plug wire pliers. You could use these to pull spark plug wires on vehicles, and they work really well for getting around these disconnects here. They're not quite quick disconnects on these Volvos like some other vehicles, but it'll get you good purchase right here. You know, they grab fairly well around this part right here. So you want to use a twisting motion while you pull up. Sometimes it helps to spray these down with something like WD-40, but I will warn you, and I will stress that fuel may still spray out a little bit even if you have relieved the fuel system of its pressure. So you want to keep that in mind. Wear proper protective equipment like safety glasses, rubber gloves, and the like. So go ahead and try to capture this on film here and see how it goes. Got some paper towels here, and we'll go ahead and try this close one first. Okay. Patience is definitely a virtue in working on these older vehicles. Okay, it's slowly coming up. I just want to use a twisting motion. As you can see, it's starting to come up. So I'm going to just keep on trucking right here. You don't want to rush this. These vehicles are 23 years old or so. So you just want to keep doing that with the pliers, and eventually these will come off. Just got to be patient. Okay, I just continued twisting away here. Got one of them loose. We'll see if I can get the other one loose. Okay, well, sometimes they come off easily. Sometimes you got to work with it. But like I said, just go slowly, be patient about it. Now that these fuel lines are off, keep track of which one was where. So in this case, the left one was towards the left. All right, we'll go ahead and move the wiring and stuff out of the way. And the next job that we have here to tackle is the lock ring. Volvo does make a special tool for these lock rings. As you can see here, you can use these oil filter pliers, and it looks like somebody's actually been on this one before. The rings kind of got broken ears here, so this may not be original. But anyway, the fuel pump is dead. I have diagnosed it, so we will get these fuel lines out of the way, and we'll try to get this ring loose. Okay, so I've arranged the pliers in a way that gives me the best purchase. It's pretty cramped quarters here, so we want to make sure that the other vapor lines and stuff that are around this lock ring are as far out of the way as we can possibly make it. So this is not the Volvo tool. Like I said, this is just an oil filter wrench that happens to work. You might need a pry bar to give you additional leverage here, but I'm just gonna see if I can twist it by hand here.
Okay, so that went a little easier than expected. So just go ahead and continue to unscrew this ring until it is completely off. Yep. Again, sometimes spraying WD-40 or some sort of penetrant helps here. We are working really late in customer's garage, so unfortunately did not have anything like that on them, and I failed to bring some with me. So I'm going to go ahead and continue on here, and we'll get to you in the next clip. Okay, as you can see here, I've got the lock ring off. We did get a new one. The fuel pump module is just sitting there in the fuel tank hole. Something I will note is you will want to try to put some sort of reference mark on this with a marker. In this case, I just took this empty stub and I put a little permanent mark so that this so I can line up the new one properly. So originally it was something like that. The camera angle probably isn't going to help here, but this mark did line up with that. So from here, go ahead and move the fuel line out of the way. Got this unplugged. This should just come straight out like so. We have a catch can nearby. I'm going to go ahead and do this off camera here so that I don't spill fluid on the vehicle here. Stand by. Okay. We've got the garage door open, by the way, because the fuel vapor smell is extremely strong, and we do not have any source of lights or sparks, anything like that. So working slowly, we'll try to get this module out like so. Hopefully you captured that. So that's what we're left with. This vehicle's got like a less than a quarter tank of fuel left in it, thankfully. Most of the time when we see these fuel pumps fail, they for some reason tend to fail when the tank is nearly full. So we got lucky here. So from here, I'm gonna grab the new O-ring. We're gonna put the O-ring around the tank here after we've cleaned this area up. Once that's cleaned up, we'll drop the new module in, and it's just basically reverse of how we removed it. Okay, I've got the fuel tank cleaned up here, wiped free of debris. I got brand new seal here. One thing to note is that this outer edge, or this outer lip, will seat up against the rim of the fuel tank right here. So it's very important that the surface is cleaned up. Otherwise, you might have some vapors leak out of the tank when it's hot out, and you may actually get a check engine light out of that too. So be sure this rim is clean, and be sure you have this part of the gasket seated nicely on the lip of this opening right here. So just want to go around and just make sure. It's kind of hard to see it on camera, but you just want to make sure the new seal is seated properly on the lip of the gas tank. All right, from here, we'll grab the new module. This one is a module from Delphi, or Delphi, however you want to pronounce it, which I believe is one of the manufacturers of the original Volvo pumps. So we'll go ahead and glide it in here, or guide it in here very carefully. Right. So I'm going to do my best here to make sure that that seal does not get pushed off to the side or anything like that. So I'll do that off camera. Half an hour later, we ended up borrowing some lubricant from the next door neighbor who happened to have some LPS lubricant. We sprayed the inside of the new ring as well as that O-ring so that we can get this screwed on and torque this back. As you can see here, we are nice and tight. You want to make sure you get this lock ring tightened down securely. Otherwise you can get fuel leakage and fuel vapors coming through up here. And anyway, yeah, could not have been done without the lube. Lube's very helpful in this case. So from here we can proceed and hook up the fuel lines. So we made sure that the fuel lines themselves are clean. We got the peg lined up with our mark here on the body. So go ahead and push these on. Make sure they seat all the way. Likewise with this one. Just want to slowly get it lined up, and we want everybody to be happy. Okay, just easy does it. If you need to, grab your pliers and just reverse how you put it or took it off. In this case, we're not getting seated here, so I'm gonna have to let go of the camera and get back to you. Okay, we got the wiring all buttoned up. A new piece of tape around this rubber insulating piece here, and that's snapped back into place where it should go. Everything buttoned back up the way it was. The two fuel lines are pushed down and seated all the way. Lock ring is tight. Everything routed the way it was when we found it. So the important thing is to pressurize the fuel system and make sure we don't have any fuel leaks. So you want to cycle the key to the on position maybe a couple of times before you even try to start it. The idea here is we're just making sure that we don't have any leaks around the fuel lines. Okay, as you can see, we cycled the pump a few times and we do not have any excess fuel coming out, or actually no fuel at all. Vehicle is running and no leaks. So what we'll do now is we'll button it back up together enough to be able to drive it to the gas station. We're going to top off the fuel tank and make sure we don't have any leakage here. Well, we just got back from the gas station about 4 miles away. Filled the tank to the brim, and as you can see here, everything is dry. No leaks around the fuel lines, no leaks around the ring here. So that means we did not pinch the O-ring that's there. Everything is hunky-dory, no funny fumes, and vehicle ran great. In fact, it seemed to run a little bit better than it did prior to the fuel pump going out, at least according to the owner. So we're gonna go ahead and call this a win and button this guy back up. Pretty much reverse of how everything came off. Just put the panel back on, put the other trunk panels back in, and we're good to go. So anyway, I hope this video helps. If you like the video, please click the like button, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. And if you'd like to see more content like this, click on the bell icon next to the subscribe button. Anyway, have a great day. We'll see you next time.